Good day everyone, I am Yajin Alcaldesa and I'm going to discuss to you about Superposition Theorem. So ano nga ba yung Superposition Theorem? In any linear bilateral network containing two or more sources, the response, voltage, and current in any one of the branches is equal to the algebraic sum of responses caused by individual sources acting alone, while the rest of the sources are replaced by their internal resistance. So dito sa superpositional theorem, we have circuit diagram na dalawa yung voltages. We may consider the one voltage which is the E sub 1 and the E sub 2 ay kailangan maging short circuit. And kasalukot naman siya dun sa current source which is open circuit. The superposition theorem only works when all the circuit's parts are linear, which is the case of resistors, capacitors, and inductors. It is not relevant to network with nonlinear components. In order to reduce the complexity of an electrical network, we use the superposition theorem. So let's proceed to the limitations of superposition theorem. We have number 1. It is used to measure current and voltage but cannot be used to measure power. So bakit nga ba hindi pwedeng gamitin sa superpositional theorem yung pag-measure ng power? Because power is not considered as a linear quantity. Therefore, the total power dissipated in a resistor must be calculated using a total current through it or the total voltage across it. Second, it is applicable only to linear circuits. Third, there must be more than one source to apply the theorem. And lastly, while solving problem using superpositional theorem, dependent source remains same as original circuit. We come now to the examples of solutions and diagram using superposition theorem. As we can see here in the diagram, we have two voltages, we have three resistors and currents. By E sub 1, we have 4 volts. By E sub 2, we have 5.5 volts. By R1, R2, and R3 is equal to 2 ohms. So basically, dito sa diagram na ito, masasabi natin na this diagram is a series and parallel combination. Series of R1 with the parallel combination of R2 and R3. So bakit nga ba natin masasabing parallel yung R2 and R3? Because we have two common nodes. Where are these two common nodes? These are the first common nodes and this is the second common node. So we will proceed to the solution. So makikita natin dito sa diagram ay halos pareho lang dun sa given. But kung mapapansin nyo, bakit kailangan naka-open to? Kasi nga, ang unang gagawin natin, we may first consider the E sub 1. So by considering E sub 1, considering E sub 1 only. Since yung E sub 1 lang muna yung i-consider natin, yung E sub 2, kailangan yung two terminals ay magiging short circuit. So these two terminals, we are going to short. So this is short circuit. This is short circuit. And there are two polarities, by positive and negative. We can assume that the conventional flow of current is within clockwise direction. So, clockwise direction daw. So, pag ganito yung direction niya. Ganyan. Pag ganito. And back. So, pa-clockwise direction. So, before we can find the I total, we need to find first the R total. So, R total is equal to R1, the series connection, plus the product over the sum of a parallel and parallel combination of R2 and R3. So R2 times the R3 over the sum R2 plus R3. Okay naman, pwede rin naman natin gamitin yung R1 plus 1 over by R2 plus 1 pareho lang din naman yung kakalabasan ng sagot. So by substitution, our R1 is equal to 2 ohms plus R2 is also 2 ohms and R3 is also 2 ohms plus 2 ohms. By computation, nagiging 3 ohms siya. So our R total is equal to 3 ohms. So next, we need to find the I total. So nasaan nga ba yung I total natin dito? This is our I total. This is our current that will be coming to our E sub 1. That is equal to E sub 1 prime. So yun din yun. There are only one current flowing here. So by I total is equal to I sub 1. So we can say that this is I sub 1 prime, I sub 2 prime, and I sub 3 prime. So I total is equal to I sub 1 prime. So by Ohm's law, di ba ngayong Ohm's law is, the formula of Ohm's law is V I R. V and IR. Since ang hinahanap natin dito is yung current, so I magiging V over R. By I1 is equal to VT, the V total over by R total. By V total over by R total. By substitution, our V total, ano nga ba yung V total natin is 4 volts. And our R total is 3 ohms. So 4 divided by 3 is equal to 1.33 ampere. Ngayon, kailangan na muna naman natin hanapin yung I2 prime. Since meron na tayong I1 prime is equal to 1.33 ampere, our I2 prime by current division theorem, I2 prime is equal to the resultant current, which is the I1 times the I1 prime multiplied by the opposite resistance. So ano nga ba yung opposite resistance natin is, that is the R3. R3 over by R2, our R2 and our R3. So by substitution, our I1 prime is equal to 1.33 ampere multiplied by R3. Our R3 is 2 ohms and over by R2 and R3 is also 2 ohms. 1.33 multiplied by 2 over by 4. That is equal to 0.665. Kapag i-round off natin to 2 decimal places, magiging 0.67 siya. 0.67 ampere. We have I2. And lastly, we need to find the I3 prime. The resultant current of our I3 is I2. Our I2 multiplied by the opposite resistors is equal to R1. R1 is equal to R1 plus R3. By substitution, our I2 is equal to 0.67, I2 prime 0.67 multiplied by R1 over by R1 plus R3. Our R1 is equal to 2 ohms and R1 2 ohms plus 2 ohms. Our I3 prime is equal to 0.36 ampere. So we have our total 3 ohms. We have I1 prime 1.23 ampere. We have I2 prime is equal to 0.67 ampere, and I3 prime is equal to 0.36 ampere. We already done in considering E sub 1 only. Now, we need to find the E sub 2 only. So, by considering E sub 2 only, the E sub 1 must be short-circuited. So, the terminal A, terminal B must be short-circuited. And as we can see in the diagram, the conventional flow current is going to counterclockwise direction. So, counterclockwise direction, since this is a positive and negative polarities, we can say that this is the I sub 1 double prime and the I sub 2 double prime, and this is I sub 3 double prime. And we have also R1, R2, R3 is equal to 2 ohms, and E sub 2 is equal to 5.5 volts. So first, we need to find the R total. So our R total, so as we can see here in the diagram, the R2 is in series connection with the parallel connection of R1 and R3. Since there are 2 common nodes, and since this is the short-circuited, so R3 is equal to the series of R2 plus the product over the sum of the parallel combination of R1 and R3. So that is R1 multiplied by R3 and R1 plus R3. So by substitution, R2 is equal to 2 ohms plus 2 plus 2. So simply, that is equal to 3 ohms. So our R total is equal to 3 ohms. Now, take a look here that this is the I total. So this is the I total that will be coming from our E sub 2 that is equal to the I sub 2 double prime. So yun din yun. So our I sub 2 ay pareho. The I total is equal to I sub 2 double prime. So our I sub 2 double prime by Ohm's law, so Vt over by Rt. So our Vt is 5.5 volts and our Rt is 3 ohms. So our I2 double prime is equal to 5.5 divided by 3, that is 1.83 ampere. Ngayon, ang hahanapin naman natin is yung I sub 1 double prime and yung I sub 3 double prime. So our I sub 1 double prime is equal to the resultant current. What is the resultant current? That is the I sub 2 double prime times the opposite resistance, that is the R3 over by R1 plus R3. So by substitution, our I sub 2 double prime is 1.83 ampere over by 2 plus 2. So our I sub 1 double prime is 0.92 ampere. Now, we need to find the I sub 3 double prime. Or I sub 3 double prime is equal to the resultant current, that is the I2 double prime, over by the opposite resistance, that is the R1. So R1, R3 plus R1. By substitution, we have I sub 2 double prime, that is 1.83 ampere, times 2 over by 4. 0.92 ampere also. So again, we have our total 3 ohms. We have I sub 2 double prime 1.83 ampere, I sub 1 double prime 0.92 ampere, and I sub 3 double prime is 0.92 ampere. So dito, mahanap na natin yung actual currents ng bawat isa, which is the I sub 1, I sub 2, and I sub 3. So I sub 1, the original direction of our I sub 1 that is going to the right, that is clockwise direction, and our I sub 1 prime is going to the right also, so that is positive I sub 1 prime. And our I sub 1 double prime naman is going to the left, that is counterclockwise. So pasalungat siya, that is negative I sub 1 double prime. So by substitution, we have I sub 1 prime, that is 1.33, minus I sub 1 double prime. Our I sub 1 double prime is 0.92 ampere. 1.33 minus 0.92, that is equal to 0.38 ampere. So this is the actual currents of the I sub 1. In I sub 2, the direction, in the original direction of the circuit is our I sub 2 is going to the left, and our I sub 2 in I sub 2 prime is going to the right, that is negative I sub 2 prime. At sa I sub 2 double prime naman is same siya dito sa original direction, the original direction ng circuit natin, so that is positive. So positive I sub 2 double prime. So substitute lang natin, our I sub 2 prime is 0.67 plus, that is negative, plus I sub 2 double prime is the 1.83 ampere. So our I sub 2 is equal to 0.67 negative 0.67 plus 1.83, that is 1.16 ampere. Now, lastly, we need to find the I sub 3. So our I sub 3, makikita natin na yung direction ng I sub 3 prime, I sub 3 original, and our I sub 3 double prime ay pare-pareho lang, so that is positive. So positive I sub 1, I sub 3 prime plus I sub 3 double prime. So substitute lang natin, our I sub 3 prime is 0.36 plus I sub 3 double prime is 0.92. Plus 0.92, that is equal to 1.28 ampere. So again, the actual currents of I sub 1 is 0.38 ampere, the I sub 2 is 1.16 ampere, and our I sub 3 is 1.28 ampere. So that would be all. Thank you for watching.